Who are they? And what do you know about Shaolin Temple in Henan Province, China? Part 2. We continue to tell a stage of the life of Kung Fu in the Shaolin Temple. The earliest extant manual on Shaolin Kung Fu, the exposition of the original Shaolin staff method, was written in around 1610 and published in 1621 from what its author Cheng Zhongyou learned during a more than 10-year stay at the monastery. Conditions of lawlessness in Henan, where the Shaolin monastery is located, and surrounding provinces during the late Ming dynasty and all of the Qing dynasty contributed to the development of martial arts. Mayor Shahar lists the martial arts Tai Chi, Chang family boxing, Baguaquan, Xingyiquan and Bajiquan as originating from this region and this time period. From the 1540s to the 1560s, pirates known as wokou raided China's eastern and southeastern coasts on an unprecedented scale. The geographer Zhang Rusing provides the most detailed of the 16th century sources which confirm that, in 1553, Wan Biao, vice commissioner-in-chief of the Nanjing Chief Military Commission, initiated the conscription of monks, including some from Shaolin, against the pirates. Warrior monks participated in at least 4 battles, at the Hangzhou Bay in spring 1553 and in the Huangpu River Delta at Wengjiagang in July 1553, Majiabang in spring 1554, and Taozhai in autumn 1555. The monks suffered their greatest defeat at Taozhai, where 4 of them fell in battle. Their remains were buried under the stupa of the 4 heroic monks, Ce Sang Ta, at Mount Shi near Shanghai. The monks won their greatest victory at Wengjiagang. On July 21, 1553, 120 warrior monks led by the Shaolin monk Tianyuan defeated a group of pirates and chased the survivors over 10 days and 20 miles. The pirates suffered over 100 casualties and the monks only 4. Not all of the monks who fought at Wengjiagang were from Shaolin, and rivalries developed among them. Zheng chronicles Tianyuan's defeat of 8 rival monks from Hangzhou who challenged his command. Zhang ranked Shaolin first of the top 3 Buddhist centers of martial arts. Zheng ranked Funyo and Henan second and Mount Wutai in Shanxi third. The Funyo monks practiced staff techniques which they had learned at the Shaolin monastery. The Wutai monks practiced Yang family spear pinyin, Yang Jie Qiang. Shaolin Temple has 2 main legacies, Chan, which refers to Chan Buddhism, the religion of Shaolin, and Quan, which refers to the martial arts of Shaolin. In Shaolin, these are not separate disciplines and monks have always pursued the philosophy of the unification of Chan and Quan Chan Quan Yi. In a deeper point of view, Quan is considered part of Chan. As late Shaolin monk Sushi said in the last moments of his life, Shaolin is Chan, not Quan. On the Quan martial side, the contents are abundant. A usual classification of contents are basic skills Jibun Gong. These include stamina, flexibility, and balance, which improve the body abilities in doing martial maneuvers. In Shaolin Kung Fu, flexibility and balance skills are known as childish skill Tanzi Gong, which have been classified into 18 postures. Power skills Qigong. These include Qigong meditation. Qigong meditation itself has 2 types, internal, which is stationary meditation, and external Y, which is dynamic meditation. Methods like Shaolin 4-part exercise Si Duan Gong, 8-section brocade Baduan Jin, Shaolin muscle changing scripture Jinjing, and others. The 72 arts. These include 36 soft and 36 hard exercises, which are known as soft and hard Qigong. Combat skills Chuanfa. Skills. These include various barehanded, weapon, and barehanded versus weapon routines, styles, and their combat sanda methods. Shaolin styles consist of many different animal forms and techniques. Wing Chun is widely popular partly due to the Chinese-made and produced hit movie series Ip Man, named for Bruce Lee's first teacher of Wing Chun, Ip Man, the most famous practitioner of the art. Like the usual system of Chinese martial arts, Shaolin combat methods are taught via forms Taolu. Forms that are technically closely related are coupled together and are considered of the same substyle. These are usually called the small and the big forms, like the small and big Hong Quan, which altogether make the Shaolin Hong Quan style, and the small and big Pao Quan, etc. There are also some styles with one form, like Taizu Chang Quan. Indeed, these styles are not complete or stand alone. This is just a classification of different forms of Shaolin Kung Fu based on their technical contents. Shaolin Kung Fu has more than hundreds of extant styles. There is recorded documentation of more than 1,000 extant forms, which makes Shaolin the biggest school of martial art in the world. In the Qing dynasty, 1644 to 1911, Shaolin monks chose 100 of the best styles of Shaolin Kung Fu. Then they shortlisted the 18 most famous of them. However, every lineage of Shaolin monks have always chosen their own styles. Every style teaches unique methods for fighting Sanda and keeping health via one or a few forms. To learn a complete system, Shaolin monks master a number of styles and weapons. The most famous styles of Shaolin Kung Fu are internal and external Kung Fu. Huang Zongxi described martial arts in terms of Shaolin or external arts versus Wudong or internal arts in 1669. It has been since then that Shaolin has been popularly synonymous for what are considered the external Chinese martial arts, regardless of whether or not the particular style in question has any connection to the Shaolin monastery. Some say that there is no differentiation between the so-called internal and external systems of the Chinese martial arts, while other well-known teachers hold the opinion that they are different. For example, the Taijiquan teacher Wu Jianquan. Those who practice Shaolin leap about with strength and force. People not proficient at this kind of training soon lose their breath and are exhausted. Taijiquan is unlike this. Strive for quiescence of body, mind and intention. Some lineages of karate have oral traditions that claim Shaolin origins. Martial arts traditions in Japan, Korea, Sri Lanka, and certain Southeast Asian countries cite Chinese influence as transmitted by Buddhist monks. Recent developments in the 20th century, such as Shirinji Kempo practiced in Japan's Sohanzan Shirinji, still maintains close ties with China's Songshan Shaolin Temple due to historic links. Japanese Shirinji Kempo Group received recognition in China in 2003 for their financial contributions to the maintenance of the historic edifice of the Songshan Shaolin Temple. Several films have been produced, particularly during the 70s and early 80s, about Shaolin Kung Fu. Films such as 36th Chamber of Shaolin, The Shaolin Temple, and Shaolin Wooden Men. Modern films include Shaolin Soccer and Shaolin. Shaolin has influenced numerous rappers, notably the members of Wu-Tang Clan. Shaolin Kung Fu is one of the styles used by Mortal Kombat protagonist Liu Kang. His Pao Choi, Choi Lei Fat, Monkey Fist, and Dragon moves derive from Shaolin Kung Fu. Shaolin monks, referred to simply as monks in-game, appear in the roguelike game NetHack, along with samurai. They are one of the two roles to use martial arts skills, with monks having the most powerful martial arts skills in the game. In the Nickelodeon animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender, the practice of firebending is based on Shaolin moves. From the 1540s to the 1560s, pirates known as wokou raided China's eastern and southeastern coasts on an unprecedented scale. The geographer Zhang Rusing provides the most detailed of the 16th century sources which confirm that, in 1553, Wan Biao, vice commissioner-in-chief of the Nanjing Chief Military Commission, initiated the conscription of monks, including some from Shaolin, against the pirates. Warrior monks participated in at least 4 battles, at the Hangzhou Bay in spring 1553 and in the Huangpu River Delta at Wengjiagang in July 1553, Majiabang in spring 1554, and Taozhai in autumn 1555. The monks suffered their greatest defeat at Taozhai, where 4 of them fell in battle. Their remains were buried under the stupa of the 4 heroic monks Ce Seng Ta at Mount Shi near Shanghai. The monks won their greatest victory at Wengjiagang. On July 21, 1553, 120 warrior monks led by the Shaolin monk Tianyuan defeated a group of pirates and chased the survivors over 10 days and 20 miles. The pirates suffered over 100 casualties and the monks only 4. Not all of the monks who fought at Wengjiagang were from Shaolin, and rivalries developed among them. Zheng chronicles Tianyuan's defeat of 8 rival monks from Hangzhou who challenged his command. Zhang ranked Shaolin first of the top 3 Buddhist centers of martial arts. Zheng ranked Funyo and Henan second and Mount Wutai and Shanxi third. The Funyo monks practiced staff techniques which they had learned at the Shaolin monastery. The Wutai monks practiced Yang family spear pinyin, Yang Zheqiang. The Shaolin Temple, also known as the Shaolin Monastery or Shaolin Si, is one of the most famous Buddhist monasteries in the world. The temple is located in the Song Mountains in the Chinese province of Henan and is particularly known for its connection to the development of Kung Fu. The temple gets its name from the Songshan mountain peak on which it was built. The name Shaolin comes from the monastery that was built in the 6th century AD by the Indian monk Bodhidharma near the mountain. The history of the Shaolin Temple dates back to the 5th century when the Indian monk Bodhidharma came to China to spread Buddhism. He searched for a place where he could meditate undisturbed and found it in the mountains of the Song Mountains. There, he founded the Shaolin Monastery and taught the monks meditation and yoga to strengthen their bodies and minds. Over the centuries, the Shaolin Monastery developed into a center for Buddhist studies and physical fitness. The monks began practicing Kung Fu to strengthen their bodies for the demanding meditations and yoga exercises. This led to the creation of the famous Shaolin Kung Fu styles that are now known worldwide. However, over the years, the Shaolin Monastery has been repeatedly threatened by wars and persecutions. It has been destroyed and rebuilt multiple times, and the monks were often forced to leave their home monastery. Nevertheless, the Shaolin Monastery has managed to survive over the centuries and maintain its importance as a center for Buddhist studies and physical fitness. The Shaolin Temple is now a popular tourist destination and an important pilgrimage site for Buddhist followers. It offers visitors the opportunity to learn about the history and culture of Shaolin Kung Fu, as well as the chance to participate in Kung Fu training courses and Buddhist ceremonies. The temple is also a popular location for filming and has featured in many famous Kung Fu movies. Overall, the Shaolin Temple is an unforgettable experience for anyone interested in Chinese culture, history, and martial arts. It is a place full of spiritual energy and impressive architecture, embodying both its religious significance and its cultural and historical significance. A visit to the Shaolin Temple is a must for any traveler visiting China. Current challenges of the Shaolin Temple. The Shaolin Temple has faced some challenges in recent years. One of them is finding a balance between preserving traditions and adapting to the modern world. The temple has become a popular tourist destination and therefore has to take into account the needs of both tourists and monks and pilgrims. Another issue is funding the temple. The Shaolin Temple relies on donations and income from tourism to cover its ongoing expenses and carry out modernization projects. There are also allegations of irregularities regarding the administration and finances of the temple. Another challenge is protecting the environment and the historical buildings and facilities of the temple. The Shaolin Temple is located in a highly urbanized area and there is a danger that the environment could be impacted by increasing tourism and development. Despite these challenges, the Shaolin Temple has a positive future prospect. The temple has developed into an important attraction that is of great interest to both tourists and pilgrims. There are plans to further modernize and expand the temple to accommodate more visitors and improve the experience. The Shaolin Temple has also begun spreading its traditional techniques and practices worldwide by opening Shaolin Kung Fu schools and centers in other countries. This helps to introduce the culture of the Shaolin Temple and Shaolin Kung Fu to a wider audience and promote interest in this ancient tradition. In terms of financing, the temple has also begun taking measures to ensure transparency and accountability in regards to managing finances and responding to concerns and accusations. An important focus for the future will also be protecting the environment and the temple's historical buildings and facilities. There are plans to introduce more environmentally friendly practices and technologies and improve the protection of the environment and historical sites in order to preserve the nature and cultural heritage for future generations. The Shaolin Temple has played a significant role in Chinese history. It has established itself over the centuries as a center of Buddhist teachings, martial arts training, and music and theater performances. It also played an important role in the development of Chinese culture and society. Throughout the centuries, the temple has suffered both support and persecution by various governments. During the Ming Dynasty, the temple was supported by the government and became a center of Buddhist studies and martial arts training. However, during the Qing Dynasty, the temple was persecuted and destroyed as the government viewed Shaolin Kung Fu as a threat. Despite these difficulties, the Shaolin Temple has survived and established itself as a significant institution in Chinese culture and history. It is now a symbolic place for Chinese culture and history and a place where the traditions of Shaolin Kung Fu are continued. The Shaolin culture. The Shaolin Temple is not just a place of religious practice, but also a center of Chinese culture. It is known for its martial arts training, specifically the Shaolin Kung Fu School. Shaolin Kung Fu is one of the oldest and most well-known martial arts in China and has influenced many modern combat sports. Shaolin Kung Fu was originally practiced by monks at the Shaolin Temple to prepare for their meditative practices and protect themselves from attacks. Over the years, it has also become a popular art form and a symbol of Chinese culture and strength. Nowadays, there are Shaolin Kung Fu schools all over the world that pass on the tradition and teach techniques to students of all ages and abilities. Shaolin monks and their daily practices and rituals at the Shaolin Temple. The monks at the Shaolin Temple live by a strict rule that includes both spiritual and physical practices. They begin every day early with meditation and Kung Fu exercises, followed by Buddhist ceremonies such as reading sutras and singing mantras. An important part of the daily life of the monks at the Shaolin Temple is meditation. They believe that through meditation, concentration is strengthened and consciousness is expanded, allowing them to better control their mind and body. The monks at the Shaolin Temple also have a strict diet rule based on vegetarian foods. I stop at this point today. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring the world's incredible stories. Soon we will publish Part 3. Thank you for watching.